Szép jó estét és üdvözlet és tadam, indultunk és continue, és folytatjuk a... Jó, kimondom. Az egyik leguncsi akció RPG történetét, vagy történetügyileg az egyik olcsóbb, kicsi, amivel valaha találkoztam. Na, itt vagyunk a sírokban egyébként. Maga a játék egyébként így játszatozva el lehet vele lenni és élvezetes. Maga ugye ez a fajta karakter is, amit még választottunk, hogy nem szimpla harc, hanem ez a kettősség. Ajaj, gondban vagyunk! Nagyon nagy gondban vagyunk.
Back into the fray.
I am in your debt.
Oké. El kéne gurulni. Havert ott hagytuk a kakikat, de... Jó. Van a nézet. Gyűjtsünk egy kis energiát. Állatot, rászabadít. A bogyót fölszedjük. Bogyókkal föl. Jó. Hopp, ez itt bepörgött. Azért. Na gyerekek. Jól van. Kicsilgessük be azt, ami itt szavaszéjjel szórtunk. Ezt egészen jól megúsztuk. Kicsit kiterültünk. Igen, tehát vettük ezt itt, kipucoltuk ugye ezt a dungeont, mármint ezt a szakaszt. De jól látszik, hogy a töltés után itt bizony újra termelődtek, és mivel akkor szép fokozatosra szedtük, most meg tömegével rontottak ránk, hát a nehézsége is más volt. Jó van, vagy így hirtelen megleptek. Na. De no problem. Legalább volt benne egy kis kihívás. Mondom, tehát utóbbi idők legnagyobb csalódása ilyen tekintetben a Diablo 3 volt. Eredetiben, Xboxot úgy vettem, hogy eredetiben megvettem hozzá, hogy na majd én agyon fogom magamat diablozni, és agyon untam magamat. Még ott van a polcon, végig is toltuk, és nem, köszönöm. Tehát nem szívesen bújok vissza, venném elő. Ojjajjajjajjajjaj.
One more down.
Ojjaj. Úgyhogy rászabadítjuk, mert szeretjük. Sakál, oké. Értem, hogy sakál. Még például a pénznek nem sok szerepét látom ebbe. De az az igazság, hogy a legtöbb... Hopp! Ezt félreütöttük, figyelj! Wow! De... Jó van. Nekem így is jó. Nem kell tőle ellenállni. Egyre lejjebb jutunk. Arra nem tudjuk megközelíteni. Hogy is van? Mondja, hogy itten a... Jó, még mindig a második. Azért mondom, ez itt egyre mélyebbre fog menni. Sejtettem, ez nekem itt nem fog tetszeni. Ojjjj, cselizek. Oké. Jó, kicsit regenerálódtunk, ez jól esett.
The Lady Montbaron, first of my line. She was the one who defeated the Sec and saved the whole kingdom.
Van valakinek ellenvetése? Hát, meg hát.
You cannot kill that which is dead, mortal. My warriors will hunt you until you fall, exhausted and weeping.
De hogy fognak levadászni minket? Beszél ez itt össze-vissza. Miért egy cuki hangod van? De őriznek ott minden. Menjen csak. Dang. Minden további szinteken lesz lefelé. És ez a nagy dungeon. Jó van. Na figyelj, akkor megnézzük. Most szövegelhetsz, megnézzük, hogy van-e valami izgalmas, amit felszettünk. Itt semmi. Aha. Fiatalembert elláthatjuk egy új könyökvédővel, nem könyök, mi az vállavédővel. Jó, és akkor mentünk egyet. Ha már eddig eljutottunk. És irány lefelé. Reszkessetek. Jövünk! Pam. És ez a víz, ahogyan mesterségesen a szélén találkozik. Na nem baj.
Look, must be the Hall of Heroes.
Csarnoka?
All the Lady Montbaron's companions. They're buried right here.
Tényleg a hősök.
You should be honored, mortal. Soon your bones will join with those of the heroes who lie in repose here.
Ja, hogy így. Oldalról kell megközelíteni. Jól van, és akkor... megyünk.
Pay your respect to the dead, for soon you will join them.
Na! Úgy, de szép vagy.
Feel the chill of death.
Vagy, de ilyen. Nem közelít. Oké.
Do not feel shame for falling before the eyes of your heroes. It is inevitable.
Csatla sokkal szakálkozás. Jó, a fele már volt. Kéne közelében maradni, igen.
Rise, my trolls. Rise and defend me.
Megpusztulsz! Azt kötjük, bevesszük, jó, az sokat segít. Oké. Kicsit arrébb megyünk. Hol vagy? Jó az irány, jó irányba lövünk. Kamerát fordít. Hülye! Azaz. Szóval menet közben valamikor
Perhaps the curse on this
mesteré
place has ended. Still,
az egy más kérdés, hogy így nem igazán fogtuk, de nem baj. Aha, master. Aha, enne. A rúgdosás mesteréig vagyunk. Én őt szeretném. Úgy, és ezt elfogadjuk. És ezt a talentet toljuk tovább. Jó, hát kiadjuk akkor azt is. Miért ne oldalán ki? Toljuk fel akkor.
Not exactly cheery, is it?
Aha. De mi ezt a relikviát még azért úgy megkerestünk, hogyha nem haragszol. Így jöttünk be. Persze. Akkor menjünk erre. Itt is van még valami. Itt is van még valami. Földön. Szuper! Megvan mindenünk, hogyha minden jól megy. Mármint, hogy minden jól ment, úgyhogy elméletileg kapaszkodunk fölfelé. Ez egy hulla. És potyogtat mindenféle jót. Ahogy elnézem, meredeken itt fölfele ível a karrierünk. És oda hogy jutnánk föl? Sehogy szerintem. Akkor miért van oda úgy oldalasan berajzolva? Az érdekel nekem. Na mindegy. Vegyük úgy, hogy dekoráció. Hogy itt a bejárat, amikor eljöntünk lefelé. Ugye a másik oldal. Igen. Amit akkor nem tudtunk kinyitni, de most már kinyitottuk.
I had not expected the crypt to still be inhabited. Both Ravensreel and I owe you a debt. I'll be sending messengers out to inform the people of Ebb that the hero's crypt is open again. Doubtless the pilgrims and their attendant wealth will be pouring in soon. In the meanwhile, here, take this as a token of our esteem.
Oké. Ez az objektíva. Ez teljesült. És a másik, hogy visszaadjuk játszik neki.
I found the skull of
Adunk
Nori.
neki.
Fascinating,
Egyesével.
if a touch gruesome. Still, I look forward to studying this. Here is your promised reward. Do you have any relics to sell?
Adjuk a
I
sorrendjébe.
found Merrick's staff.
Astounding! To think of the power that once coursed through this. Here is your reward. Do you have any relics to
Valljuk be,
sell?
hogy a pöttyökkövetésével
I
azért nem volt
found
olyan
Lord
nehéz
Bolgar's
megtalálni.
sword.
It's even more beautiful than I imagined. Here, as promised, your reward. I can't wait to get back to my workshop and begin a full study of these items.
No. Egy aranyat adott érte. Soroljás. Hát egy kis XP is jött. Arra vártam, hogy vajon mennyit fog kihozni. Ajjajjajjajjaj. Kicsit nagy ugrás az árba. Kicsit görbének tűnik azért. Mentés megtörtént. És akkor igazán maradt nekünk már csak a fő küldetés, hogy lépjünk be a mocsárba. Hát akkor megyünk. Megyünk mocsarazni. Ez a másik irány volt. Hoppá!
Well, the bridge is looking better, but it still leads into a swamp.
Ugye? Nagyobbnak tűnik, meg is épít.
There you are. This may sound strange, but I was told to wait for you here.
Told? By whom?
A child. A boy with golden hair and piercing eyes, who spoke like no child I have ever met.
That's impossible. Why would he appear to a Laskanzi witch?
Because I am not merely a Laskanzi witch. My father was Hugh Montbaron, Grand Master of the Legion. A proud man, I'm told, but not immune to my mother's seduction.
Hang on, what? Are you telling me that you're my sister? My sister and a witch?
Ah, you are the Montbaron boy, yes? Of course. You have the same lustrous hair, and
az
even
elveszettest.
prettier than mine.
Hirtelen egybe.
Pretty hair? You
Szóval
think
minden nő
so?
egyformán néz ki.
Wait, sorry, I'm still back on
Legyen
the sister
vögyös
part.
és hosszú hajú.
I do
És
not
kevés
know why this
ruhát
golden child chose me, but I believe I can be of help to the Legion, if you let me.
Your mother seduced Montbaron? So the stories about Laskanzi witches are true?
What stories are those? The ones told to jealous wives by poxy-faced men? Of black-hearted witches who ravished them in the dark of night? Those stories are fancies, but they hide a deeper truth. Laskanzi witches have discerning taste. We will seduce a foreign man, but only if he is strong, clever, handsome.
Laskanzi women are entirely
nekünk ilyen
practical?
áltartalan kérdést
Love
tegyünk
never
fel.
plays a role?
Sometimes. We are flesh and blood, after all. And even our hearts are not entirely immune to the mad distemper of love. But how many men would abandon their homes to wander with an outcast race? Passion fades, beauty withers, and all that is left is the endless road.
Does your sister know that you're planning to leave?
Leona's word does not bind me. I decide whose company I keep, and she knows better than to forbid me what I want. If only the rest of the world knew the same, life would be much simpler.
In other words, you haven't told her.
No. See, little brother, you know me better than you think.
If you're a Montbaron, then you're part of the Legion. We could use your help.
We journey south, no? To Stonebridge? I know the roads, and charming company makes long miles less dreary.
Nem. Egyébként. Na jó, azt megnézzük. Party select. Egyébként úgy micsoda? Aha. Jó, tehát osszuk szét neki. Végül is. Ezeket úgyis ki... Ja, hogy... Aha. Oké, akkor... Van kutyusa. Csak hogy mind a ketten távolságok vagyunk, és ez tök jó, hogyha a másik leköti, tehát nekem te nem leszel jó, az a baj. Azért nem lesz jó, mert mint mondom, mind a ketten távolságok vagyunk, és én legalábbis szeretek távolról csak működni. És a fiatalember nekünk arra nagyon jó, hogy úgyhogy vissza is rakjuk. És Lukászt a fejével. Na, de legalább bővült a csapat.
One more down.
Hold on there. The roads ahead aren't safe.
Micsoda kilátás lenne, hogyha belőle valami.
Heavy smoke down there. From the looks of it, there was another battle in the swamp. Azunite Church on one side, Royalists on the other. They're always at it. I was questioned by soldiers down the road. They were Azunites, Jane Cassinda's men, and not a friendly lot.
Have you dealt with the Royalists before?
They don't harass me on the road, so that makes them at least a touch better than Jane's soldiers. I think they're an honorable lot, but I don't see them winning this war. They'll die for a queen who's the last of her line, and barely more than a girl.
Fighting in the swamp? Doesn't seem like the best place for a battle.
The Royalists are holed up in the Glitterdelve mine to the northwest, and Jane's army marches from the Azunite coast southeast of here. This swamp has the misfortune of being right between the two. This certainly isn't the first time we've had trouble here. Why I still take these routes, I don't know.
Any opinion on the church soldiers? You seem to have run into them before.
The church army is the right hand of Jane Cassinda, but these men seemed more mercenary than proper soldier. They may call her a living saint, but any woman who hires Lescanzi thugs must be a little crooked. That's just what I think.
Thanks for the warning. I'll be careful.
Na, hát
I'll stay up
megtudtuk,
here
hogy
for a while,
royalisták
see if
és
things
a
calm down.
nőszemélynek a hadserege között van ez a drága jó mocsár, úgyhogy békjük-e. Ez itten szív egy nagyot.
Doesn't look like this avalanche was natural. probably caused by cannons or black powder charges.
Én is gondolom, hogy ez így véletlenül van itt.
By order of
És amikor ott átcserélem.
none shall pass this. Look, you idiots, they're legionnaires. Get them!
Ropogtak itt a fegyvere. Ezek már keményebb lovagok. Pont a nagy big. Hoppá! Én ezt nem nevezem mocsárnak, ez inkább ilyen porlangrendszer.
They must be with the royalists. Get them!
Elég undik ezek a nagy bubik. Kár, hogy az állat nem marad meg örökké, tehát ide egy idő után elmúlik. Igazának is soká, hosszabb ideig is.
Anyone that kills Azanites is a friend of ours. General Devonsey is further on ahead. Just follow the path. Anyone that kills Azanites is a friend of ours. General Devonsey is further on ahead. Just follow the path.
Jól van.
Dead royalists everywhere,
Csatornamező.
and hardly any Azanites at all.
We could have stopped Jane here today if we stood our ground.
Stand away there. Not so close to the general.
Na,
Never mind. I can hardly be called a general, with Her Majesty's army lying dead all around us.
Sorry, Lord Devonsey. Sir.
Forgive the boy. A few months ago he was a royal page. Now he's a soldier. Such are the depths to which we have fallen. I'm surprised to see any travelers on the road, with so many of Jane Cassinda's soldiers about. What brings you to this ill-omened place?
We were sent by the Legion. We are heading south to reclaim the old chapter house in Stonebridge.
Well said. Best to be open with him. Perhaps he'll return the favor.
The Legion? So the rumors are true. A gathering in the north. The rebirth of the old Legion. That's beside the point, though. I'm afraid you're stuck here with the rest of us. The western road has collapsed and we're surrounded on all sides by impassable swamp.
All the dead soldiers were yours? How did this happen?
Jane Cassinda's army was encamped in the swamp. I thought I'd catch her unaware, send her scrambling back to the spire. So I force-marched out of Glitterdale, sighted her troops at the base of the cliffs, and gave chase. In the first charge, we drove half her forces into the bogs. I could see Jane not 50 feet from my lines. She had nowhere to run.
You smelled victory, and that's when the battle turned.
Jane sent a few of her sappers round back of my lines. They collapsed the roads behind me. A clever move, I'll give her that. Half my army, the young ones mostly, saw their escape route cut off. Didn't matter that we were winning. They panicked, broke and ran. Some of the veterans held their ground and died where they stood. The rest retreated here.
She boxed you in, with her forces on one side and the bogs on the other.
Killed half my people with the cannons. The rest tried to flee into the bogs and drowned. And here I am, trapped in this swamp, cut off from the Queen. She has only her maids to protect her now.
What forces do you have left?
Only the baggage train and a few cannons. One of my officers, Roderick, had commanded the baggage train. He managed to keep the wagons out of sight, hid them under those massive roots. Unfortunately, the men who are guarding the wagons are my greenest troops, former servants and the like. The only blades they've ever wielded are kitchen knives.
What about those massive roots? We can walk across them like a road.
Indeed, they'd support our weight, and my cannons and wagons too. But the routes are separated by stretches of water. In order to create a path, we'd have to raise the land between them. Impossible, you might say. But I have a man in my army with power over earth and stone. A scholar called Phineas. If only he were here.
We need to find this scholar, Phineas. Where has he gone?
He was among the first to be taken by the damned savages. They fell upon us not long after the battle, and they've been mounting raids and abducting our wounded ever since. First people, that's what the scholars call them. Only Azanai knows what they call themselves. I thought of mounting an attack on their village to rescue Phineas and the others, but my surviving soldiers are too few and too young. If I had your help, though...
Let's try talking to the first people before we do anything rash. Maybe they mistook you for a threat.
Now there's a bit of sense. Makes me happy I'm on our side.
A reasonable theory, but I've met their kind before. Scavengers preying upon the weak and the wounded. They won't negotiate unless you hold a sword to their throats. I'll gather whatever men I can, the ones who can still fight, and we'll meet you there.
I saw you speaking with the general. We must be in dire straits to rely on passers-by. But Lord Devonsey has seen fit to trust you. You already know of the savages in the bog. Beastly lot they are. Some of our best soldiers were captured in their raids. Others have gone missing. We sent scouting parties into the bog. I armed them as best I could, but baggage train attendants are hardly soldiers. They haven't returned for hours.
This was a massacre. How did you survive the battle?
We panicked. Well, the young soldiers did anyway. After Jane collapsed the road behind us. We were so close to victory. I kept the baggage train here instead of risking an escape. The enclosure gave us just enough cover to survive the assault.
A swamp is hardly a place for heavy wagons. Was your cargo worth the trouble?
Basic supplies needed for the troops, but also cannons, powder kegs, and the like. Perhaps we could find a way out of this muck-ridden cesspool on foot, but...
If your people are raw recruits, they won't survive long in the swamp. Let me look for your missing soldiers.
You surprise me. I can offer you little more than some extra supplies, and my thanks. Look for them to the east, out in the bog. We sent out 2 scouting parties. Hopefully the swamp hasn't claimed them. Devonsey won't permit any more of us to leave camp, so you're the only chance they'll get.
De cuki ágyú. Ilyen béna módon vezet körbe. Erre is el lehet menni.
I know that man. Lord Devonsey. I've seen him before, or heard the name.
You never served with the Royal Army, did you? How else could you have met?
No, I don't remember meeting him, but I know his face. Hang on. I've seen him in a portrait, standing right next to my father.
more brown in his hair and not so much of the silly sideburns, but it was him. There were others in the portrait too. Legionnaires, all of them. We should tell Odo about this when we see him again.
Ugh, disgusting creatures. I'd sooner kill rats.
Ezek nagyon bénák, ezek a vízből mocsarba kilógó valami. Minden erre vezet? Aha, és a másik irány, várjál előbb, meg elnézünk arra. El már csak ilyen. Nekem az egyik irányban azt mondja a játék, hogy menjünk, akkor meg kell nézni a másik irányban, ami a... Na, itt van valami, ami... árusít, és a sok felesleges dologtól meg tudunk szabadulni. Tehát nagyon mindentől.
If only these damn roots grew a little closer together, we could jump across.
Aha. Jó, tehát el fog majd tovább menni a pillanatban, amikor elvégeztük ezt a küldetést. Eddig így terelgetett. Próbált összefüggő térképet adni a játék. Akkor megyünk erre. Oh.
Look here. These roots are like a primitive door, or a gate.
There are too many. Fall back. Fall back.
Damn natives. You made short work of them. I'm glad we're on the same side. We got split up from the rest of our party in the confusion. We're heading back to camp, but if you find the others, please help them.
Végignézem itt a térképen, hogy mi melyik micsoda. Nem a hídon át. Esetleg megnyílt volna? Visszamenőleg. Majd gondolom. Előbb még vissza kell intéznünk valamit.
There, look. The savages haven't seen us yet, but this is the edge of their village. Phineas and the other prisoners are probably being held on the far side, or maybe in the trees above.
They have the advantage of numbers.
But we have the advantage of surprise, and their numbers will count for little in that maze of platforms and islands. Once we get to the other side, on open ground, that will be the real test.
Do you have a strategy in mind?
Everything depends upon finding their leader, the chief shaman. If we take him alive, we can negotiate from a position of strength. Damn, they've seen us. We're out of time.
One more time.
Trap. Well, good. Nowhere to go but forward.
Akkor marad most már, de nem megyünk vissza. Hoppá!
Back into the fray.
Thank you.
Where? Zsákutca volt. Nem is baj, mert itt hagytuk egy csomó mindent. Most szórakozol velem? Előbb nem tudtuk volna észrevenni. De azt hittem, hogy ott van valami, de nem, még valami kimaradt. Láda vagy ilyesmi, de most akkor már megyünk is erre.
Shamesh. We bow before no outsider. You are not welcome here. You bring fire and poison to our home. You kill our sacred trees, and you move the crawlers to madness. Now you kill my seed in my village. I come to tell you that you will stop, or Marugatan will send you to the River of Souls.
I didn't come here to fight. We just want our people back.
If you do not come to fight, why dress for war? Your blades were already wet with Shamesh blood. For years you come and battle here. You kill warriors in metal and Shamesh warriors. It matters not. Always it is the same. No peace in my village or outside in the damp.
I know nothing of your people. Who are you?
I am Marugatan, he who whispers with Nagog, high shaman to all in this village. We are the Urshamesh, the first people. This is our place. You do not belong here.
The damp? What is that?
All that is out there. Beyond our home. The old roots, the deep waters, the cold mist. All is the damp.
You say the swamp is sacred, but we know nothing about it. Why do your people care?
Long ago, the old one, Nagog, fell from the sky. Our fathers made a sacred bond with it as it lay dying. So we all became Shamesh.
Gods falling from the sky, just like the old story of the creator gods.
The old one died and became the damp. When you walk, your feet touch Nagog. When you breathe, you inhale Nagog. All is Nagog. All is sacred.
There's only one thing we want, and that's the men you took from us.
And why should I return your warriors? You have killed many of my seed. You have burned the ground and poisoned our waters with your dead.
It was Jane Cassinda who burned your swamp and killed your people, not us. I ordered my army to leave you alone.
You fought in the damp and killed Shamesh for years. You now speak names unknown to Marugatan to hide the truth. You are all enemies. When our blades pierce your heart, Marugatan will feed your flesh to the crawlers.
Mark's had enough. Let's go after him. Up those roots.
Nem akar átsetleg egy picit segíteni. Köszi.
Back to the fight.
Köszi. Arról, hogy megbeszéljük.
I'll hold the savages here. Go on ahead. Find the captain. This would be a challenge.
Beleestünk a növénybe, hé! Figyelni most csak beleestünk.
Now, Firebringer, prepare yourself for death.
A végső küzdelem. Na gyere! Ami nem végső.
Let us out of here. Please, I don't want to die in some savage's cook pot.
Ancestors, hear me. Lend me your strength.
Ja, oda kéne be, oda! Basszus.
Now, Firebringer, prepare yourself for death. Death will claim you, Firebringer, and I... Death will claim you, Firebringer, and I will not stop it.
Doing well here.
Francba! Hoppá! Na ugye? Azért ez keményebb velem tényleg. Jó lesz odafigyelni.
Let us out of here. Please, I don't want to die in some savage's cook pot.
Follow my word, and my word only. Send them to the river of souls. We are Elsők. We bow before no outsider. Send them to the river of souls. Not pull that liquid down, walk softly, outsider. Death will cling with fire, but I will not stop it. Since he first whispered with Nagog, I will not fight you. Your spirit is stronger. Today, all Urshemesh know the Firebringer's power and give respect. Take your warriors back and walk in peace.
You fought well, but I'm glad this ends here.
Then there is an end to the blood you seek. Good. None here will challenge you. It has always been this way. If the strongest of us cannot kill you, then no Urshemesh will. Take this charm. It is known to the roots and vines that I command, and they will bow before you to let you pass. Walk free amongst my seed, and in peace.
We kill half their tribe, and suddenly we're friends. Stupid system of diplomacy, if you ask me.
We give you this offering, Firebringer. Take it.
Kellett ez a nagy mindenféle hatott cáré. Nem lett volna egyszerű, ha rögtön nyugiban vagyunk. Ugye?
Firebringer, may you walk this village in peace.
I'm glad to be free, but I'm sorry that so many natives had to die. I wish there could have been a less violent solution.
The Urshemesh are a fascinating people. It's like they've taken all of our values and turned them on their heads, and then shrunk them.
Yes, those babbling heads are more than a little revolting, but the natives have their reasons for that too. I apologize. It's been a trying day and I ramble.
You seem a bit taken with the first people. A little odd, since they might have killed you.
The Queen has my loyalty first, but I was a scholar before I was a soldier. These villagers are endlessly interesting. They may be savage, but they're not evil. They just want to be left alone. Not so different from most...
What are those talking heads that I've seen around the village?
They're Urshamesh ancestors. It's really quite unusual. For these people, death is the ultimate tragedy. Not in the way that you or I might think, though. For them, a spirit that returns to the River of Souls is forever lost to his clan. A most terrible fate. So when a kinsman dies, they capture his soul. And then place it in his shrunken head. I haven't the foggiest idea how they do it. And those chattering heads, they're a dour bunch.
Is it true? Can you get us out of the swamp?
Indeed. I never thought studying old dwarven lore would turn me into such a valuable instrument of war. That certainly wasn't my intention. Lord Devonsey is a good friend. He would not have left me, even if I didn't have my magic. But now that I'm free, I should be able to fashion a bridge of mud and roots.
Geomancy seems different from the magic of the Legion. How does it work?
Because geomancers use their magic to move the earth, many have likened the art to the undisciplined chaos of shamanism or witchcraft. In actuality, it's a form of magic that demands patience. Conveying this essence is difficult. After all, whole libraries are dedicated to the art. But you might say that molding the energies isn't unlike a gem cutter's work, carefully shaping the rough stone into a polished jewel.
How did you learn about the dwarves and their magic? Did you have a teacher?
No, sadly. We've suffered many losses in our service to the Queen. And to my shame, that included the dwarves under her care. We simply don't know if there are any survivors. No clans have contacted us. And even the great mine of Glitter Delve, where Her Majesty lives, is empty. I learned all that I know by studying the tomes there, and I'll continue to preserve what I can. It's a small act of penance for so great a sacrifice.
The sooner we can leave this swamp, the better. Can you raise the land bridge soon?
As soon as we return to the camp, I'm sure we'll be moving out.
I must be off. My road takes me to Stonebridge.
Indeed. We are all in your debt. These are troubling times, but your actions remind me of kinder days. Days when the Legion and the Crown served one another. May we meet again.
Beválasztjuk. Földolgozzuk.
She doesn't look anything like the first people.
So you're the one who led the attack. Was it worth it? I can only hope that the lives you took were necessary. I came here because I didn't want to serve Azanai through war. Now that you've done your fighting, you might help me tend to its victims. I've been collecting materials from the swamp that I can use as remedies and cures. Will you help me find more?
This isn't the place I'd expect to find an Azunite. How did you get here?
I was once an apprentice alchemist. A promising one, I might add. When my father fell gravely ill, I found that none of my cures would help him. I prayed and prayed, and Azunai saved my father. Since then, I've dedicated my life to his service. Unfortunately, most Azunites seem to think that spilling blood in Jane Cassinder's name is the only true means of worship. I teach the children and help the villagers with my remedies. It's a simple life, but better than fighting in Jane Cassinder's army.
What are you looking for? Gathering a few roots doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
If only it were that easy. I've no shortage of bog plants, but slug eggs, that's a different story. They have extraordinary healing properties. With all the bloodshed that's taken place here, the villagers have need of such aid.
I must be off. I will look for the eggs when I'm in the bog.
Thank you, and be careful out there. The slugs can be rather vicious.
Now we have a chance. I don't know who you are, but you just walked into a frac's nest of trouble. Good thing Roderick sent you. We wouldn't have survived. You have our thanks. We should be able to make it back to the camp on our own. We'll tell Roderick what happened, but I'm sure he'll want to thank you himself.
Okay, yo. Na menjünk, mentsünk egyet, aztán holnap folytassuk. Errefele volt oda egy mentés. Igen, most nem érünk rá arra szakat befejezni. Most már idő van. Elmentünk egyet, aztán legközelebb folytatjuk. Na, így. Na, szóval sziasztok, fiúk, lányok, jó éjszakát, legközelebb találkozunk.